Well, sometimes you're in the middle of deals and stuff gets all complicated right before a show. And we do deals here. We do real estate. We purchase companies. We purchase whole or part of companies. It is the
118th show.
118th show. It's the 13th of December. It's Friday. Excuse me. What the hell? It's the 13th of August. August 13th. It's Friday the 13th, and it kind of feels like it is to me right now. I'm pretty frustrated.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you guys. I don't lie to the audience. I'm in a shit mood. I'm in the middle of two deals that are frustrating the living hell out of me, and it's one of the reasons we were late, because we were on the phone with a bunch of lawyers who can't make sense of shit, who talk in riddles and up and down and upside down and backwards and forwards. In defense of them, they're doing their job. It's not their fault. I just get frustrated with who's on first, who's on second, who's on third.
I don't know why,
turn
but
this
this
thing
isn't
on?
working.
That's the nature of it. Hey, those of you who are followers of DPW, something we tried to get done for a long time got done today.
Yes.
The shareholder vote passed by just a bit outside, a razor's outside. It passed by 50.33%. Now, the votes were higher than that. I should be clear. The quorum, the people that actually voted, 50.33%. That means 49 point something percent didn't vote.
Right.
Robinhood system sucks because they don't vote for their they don't vote for their owners. They make them required to them. They don't put together a quorum and vote all of them either. So normally broker dealers will look at everyone's votes and they'll vote them in a pro rata basis. So if 60% were yes and 40% were no, they'd vote 60-40 for everyone.
Yep.
But now Robinhood doesn't even do it. If you notice, a lot of smaller companies that are diverse ownership are having trouble getting votes passed. It's because people don't vote. And there's so much trading going on, the shareholder base changes over and over and over again.
I know.
So I'm ranting a little bit about this because I'm not happy, but I am happy we passed. We got a quorum. All of the measures passed, like 70 or above, 80, 90. But it was a struggle, and it was important because this is an important thing to know, and that with the passing of this vote, we are now fully in compliance with the rules of the New York Stock Exchange American because we got an annual meeting off.
Yep.
This was the third attempt to have an annual meeting. Incredibly frustrating.
We had COVID. That was always a nice setback.
Anyways, that being said, that's why you probably think I have a little bit of an attitude. I've been hearing that we're going to have JBballin in today.
Yeah, he's in the house.
Let's cover the market real quickly. I'm a little frustrated, too. I keep buying naked brands lower. I bought another, 100,000 today in like the 52 range. Who's selling it down here? I just don't get it. I don't get it. Who's the market? This is now I've done it for 32 years. I've heard this 100 times. The market will go higher than you ever thought possible and lower than you ever thought imaginable. Some jackass sold me some Alzamen today at 346. Okay. Yeah. All right. If you want to sell it to me, go ahead.
Fine.
Fine. You want to sell me DPW below book value? Go ahead. If you want to sell me naked brands below any value, it's not trading in cash, but it's pretty close.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. Sometimes I'm frustrated with the market.
Look, I got 6 million naked to short at 9% borrow rate. So it's really just people I don't know who's selling down here. Shorts aren't covering here yet.
I'm in a bad mood.
They're panicking.
I'm going to tell you I'm in a bad mood. Cover the market real quick.
All right, fine. The Dow Jones was... That's about the market today. The Dow finished flat. It was up 15 points. 35,515. The S&P 4468 up 7. The NASDAQ 14,822 up 6. Bitcoin rallying strong, 46,625. At the time we came on air, 32.30 for Ethereum. Oil down $1.11 to 67.98. Old Sleepy Joe keeps telling foreign countries to pump that oil. Meanwhile, he's cutting and shedding any potential new permits here in America for American independence for energy. Go figure, man. That's what we just want to do, is beholden to foreign oil. Yeah, what could go wrong there? As the Taliban captures Kandahar in Afghanistan, yeah, what could go wrong? Gold up $28 today, $17.80. Silver up 60 cents, 23.75. That's after the absolute beatdown on Sunday night in the futures market. Monday, they pummeled gold. They pummeled silver. PPI, inflation not going anywhere. It doesn't matter, I guess. A lot of people are parking money into crypto, though. You're seeing that. Copper, $4.37. Copper not going anywhere. It's going to remain expensive for copper. Yeah, that's about it for the market today on Friday the 13th. Let's take a look at the comments. Thanks for waiting, everybody. What do we got here? 44 people, 50 people. Okay, that's good. Sleepy Joe. Yep. Sleepy Joe, I actually have Sleepy Joe right here. Nick, would you go to my screen? Okay. So this is thefederalist.com, independent journalism. There's still a few good journalists left on the on planet Earth. Biden begs Middle East for oil while halting oil production in Alaska. So the Biden administration begged the Middle East to ramp up oil production Wednesday. Okay, it's a couple days late, but he again has been announcing that. He actually left D.C. I don't know where he is right now. I don't really care. But anyway, American producers sit still on Alaska's North Slope. You're seeing a lot of tapering in American independent energy production. So, of course, he's relying on countries like UAE, Saudi Arabia. I mean, it's the same old dance, like when he was in as vice president, same situation. So he's begging OPEC to pump more oil above and beyond the current 400,000 barrels monthly that the, well, Javier calls it the cartel. Anyway, there you have it. I just wanted to cover that real quick. So you guys just, one other thing about oil, of course, it's going to relate to higher gas prices. I had something about California, Taxifornia. Let me see if I can dig that up real quick. So California it has the highest gas tax. Most of you probably knew that. I think it's 66 cents per gallon. I'm trying to find it. There it is. Okay. 1945.com. California's gas tax is over 66 cents per gallon. Some people have been contacting me telling me over $5 a gallon is pretty standard now in California. Who has the lowest gas tax? Let's see, Illinois. I mean, you're going to see a theme here. The dark blue states have the highest gas tax. We're in Nevada, which is actually purple. They actually 50 cents per gallon for gas tax. Looks like Mississippi is third with only 18. Alaska, 13 cents tax per gallon of gas. So, yeah, everything is usually more expensive in California. So you can expect to keep paying up at the pumps as long as this implementation of Biden administration and his regime is intact. Todd, you want to cover anything about the market in particular?
I want to get to JBballin. This
Okay.
guy's been a supporter. I want to hear from him. I think this will put me in a better mood. I love to talk to people that have opinions and are honest, and he's been hey, listen, you don't have to always be a supporter. In fact, I'm happy to put non-supporters on the show. Mm-hmm. But JBballin has been out there and he's been willing to be with us. So let's just get right to him.
JB, thanks for waiting.
Yo, what's good, guys?
So where are you in South Carolina?
Yo, I'm in Queen City.
Close, Charlotte.
Charlotte, North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Very
I
close
apologize.
Yeah.
I know there's a north and a south. I know my aunt lives in Myrtle Beach.
Nice area.
That's south, right? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then Andrea's from where?
North. She's from Raleigh.
She's from Raleigh.
Not too far from Ballin. 2.5 hours. Down the old,
Yep.
what is
Okay.
that, 40? Down 40.
Okay. Okay, got it.
Myrtle Beach is a fun time. That's for sure.
If you don't mind, can you tell us what you do for a living besides trading?
Yeah, so I work in inside software sales. So basically, sell software to manufacturers that are in all different types of industries, but I focus on the medical device and diagnostics industry.
Nice.
I apologize one more time. He said software sales, but medical devices?
Yeah, medical device. What else?
So basically, I take software to medical device manufacturers.
Oh, okay.
So anything that can be used in the development,
Yep.
the idea, and how it's manufactured. So
So you're in software sales. Is the model? Yeah. What brand will I be drinking today? Someone wrote. I don't know what I'm drinking. Is the software like when they call? Is it effectively firmware that's inside a device?
No. So the software that we make or that we sell, I mean, it can be used in any industry. It's things like simulation technology, manufacturing execution systems, big data. Basically, it's anything that goes into the idea of the product, and then how that product gets made. So any of that type of software that goes in those areas of companies.
Very, very cool. Hey, are you invested in Bitcoin or Ethereum?
No, I'm not. I'm not. But I'm big on NAKD, though.
Yeah, I know that. Bitcoin with a massive flag on the 5-minute. Just went to 47,675. A big move just now. Yeah, we know you're a part of the... Well, I don't know if you're part of the Naked Army, but you like the stock, right?
I do like the stock, man.
Yeah.
I do consider myself a part of the Naked Army.
Gotcha.
I think anybody that's holding Naked long-term is part of the Naked Army.
For sure. Tell me a little bit. Now, I might get you in trouble here. I hope I don't. Have you set a target price where you would consider maybe taking a little bit of profit on the Naked stock, or have you not thought that far ahead?
Yeah, I have, just to be honest. I think it's kind of like Rip and Dip Traders has said in his videos, talking about, taking a little bit off the top when there's when there's a good part to the squeeze, but I'm not going to sell unless it's falling. I'd
like to go backwards for a second. So you look like a young guy. You're definitely not 51 like I am. Good for you, by the way, because when you turn 40, you start losing your eyesight. When you turn 50, stuff on your body starts not doing the same thing it used to do. And when you turn over 50, like 51, 52, you start noticing like you got like a mole here, and it's just you get old really quickly. You're aging, you're rusting like an old ship here. So how did you get into trading? How did you start trading? Maybe give us a little bit of your history.
So honestly, for me, I started hearing about the AMC, GME, these squeezes that were going on. And I started to look into it. And then I came across NAKD, watched some YouTube videos, got in touch with you guys, and just started doing some due diligence and decided to take some risks that I felt were calculated. But to be honest, when I was first thinking, I should start investing more, learning about it, I didn't really realize, and it's something that I guess risk on while you all were out, the past 3 weeks. You released a video about the Naked Army, and it not just the stock itself, but how people were coming together and sharing information that was all there for anybody to be able to come up. Doesn't matter if you, for me, I don't consider myself I'm not an investment advisor at all. But seeing the conviction in the people in the Naked Telegram, the conviction they have for the stock, the hard work they put into it. That's where I was like, this is fun. I'm learning a lot, and I'm very bullish on NAKD. But as far as other stocks too, I mean, it's this whole experience for me has got me, really excited to learn and continue investing. So
you're one of the people that basically through the pandemic, basically probably were home a little bit and was interested in learning about the market, and then basically caught onto it, and you're part of that sort of crowd that has recently developed this sort of powerful retail crowd that is now kind of a force to be reckoned with. Wall Street doesn't know what to do with. Would you consider yourself in that category?
An ape? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, Todd, when it comes for me, like it's thinking about the retail investors and all the things that the American people or people all over the world have had to put up with for the past 2 years. You know, when people spend a lot of time inside and don't have that other human interaction, you're looking for something to do and you're looking for a way to express your opinion about a lot of different things. And I think that's really happened. I think that's what we're seeing. I think people, the retail investor, to me, it's funny because people underestimate the retail investor. People understand, you know, anyone that wants to call themselves an ape, they underestimate them because I think people are wanting to have a voice, and they see they can do it in investing. I think it's awesome.
Got it. Hold on one second. I got to deal with the banker real quick.
Yeah,
so
go ahead. Hey, so JB, did you grow up in Charlotte?
No, I grew up in a small town in middle Georgia.
Nice. Dawsonville?
No, it's about 45 minutes west of Augusta.
Got you. So then you moved to, I'm guessing you probably went to school in Charlotte or something?
No, I went to school in Georgia. I moved to Charlotte for work.
Oh, okay, cool.
Right out of college, actually. Yeah.
I've been to Charlotte a little bit. Man, it's exploded in growth. It's pretty big now.
Yeah, I think it's something like 18 people every hour are moving into Charlotte.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's something crazy like that.
I lived in Wake County in Raleigh for 10 years, and that's the same situation. Got really, really big. All the suburbs, Wake Forest, Cary, same thing with Charlotte. I'm sure all the suburbs there are just booming. Lake Norman's really nice, huh?
Yeah, man, it really is. I was just out on the boat with some friends on Lake Norman a couple weeks ago. It was a good time.
So let me ask you this: do you what brokerage do you use? Do you use JBballin?
I'm TD Ameritrade.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, and you know, Todd's still on the phone. Or is he back?
Yeah. No, he's working on something. He'll be right back. With TD though, that kind of limits you. See, I have TD also, but I also have JBballin. TD I can't access until 4 a.m. Pacific time. So I can get JBballin access 1 a.m. Pacific time. So there's always like some opportunities that arise between those times where either you want to accumulate a position or you might want to liquidate a position. Have you found yourself kind of sitting on your hands, like a little bit anxious, where you see something happen with one of your positions and you're not able to do something with it during that interim period? Or for the most part, are you pretty locked in with your core holdings and you're not managing a lot of tickers?
Oh, I'm holding. That's all I'm doing, man.
Okay.
And if I had more money, I'd keep buying, to be honest with you.
I like TD Ameritrade.
Yeah.
I like TD Ameritrade a lot. I use that, not as much as I use E-Trade.
Yep.
I think for some reason the format that TD Ameritrade puts it on your phone, it's a better. The eyeballing it is better. The JBballin puts too much information for me. I can't stand it. I know you like the platform.
I like it.
To me it's too much visual, different colors.
For sure.
I'm a kind of an E-Trade guy.
That I just started digging into the Trade Ideas platform.
I want to ask JBballin a question, though.
Go ahead.
So recently, It's Good to Be the King was kicked out of the Naked Army Telegram group, and I'm being told that they're upset that I said, I'd be a seller at $2 or $3 or $1.75 or whatever. But realistically, if you think about 7 billion shares or 700 million shares being outstanding, and they've got to acquire something, there is a law of gravity here. How does Naked go to $200 a share?
Right.
Let's do the math here together.
Let's do it.
What's 200 times 700 million?
200 times. Is that 14 billion?
14 billion.
Yeah.
So how do they acquire a business? So if you think about 14 billion, what's the value of the business they acquire? If they acquire a business that would have to be, let's say they got 14% of the company would be 100 billion.
Okay, yeah.
If they got a bigger percentage, they got 28%, the company have to be 50 billion. The math just doesn't make any sense that someone is upset that let's just do the math together, right? At $2, that's 1.4 billion, right? And if they acquired a business that could potentially be worth 5 billion, there was $3.6 billion left for the business.
Yep.
Now, granted, the cash was worth something.
Sure.
Now, the economics are as well. If I had $300 million and the Nasdaq listing, I had 700 million shares outstanding, I would acquire something that could be that big. It was growing, so it could grow into that valuation.
For sure.
But then you'd have to then already know what the company was that they were going to acquire, and then the entire Naked Army would have to be excited about what they were going to buy, enough so to stay to watch it to fruition.
Right.
Because if you were already a big, gigantic company, like that was already grown and growing, and you were already billions and billions of dollars, you're going to go public. You're not going to do a reverse merger. Yep. So what they're going to buy, in my opinion, is something that is growing fast and is attracted to the speed of the cash and the speed of the listing.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's unrealistic that 2 or 3 times your money is a good deal. I don't know what to say here. But maybe I should say nothing because people are being somewhat unrealistic about post valuations of a merged company, right?
Now remember, some, maybe not the majority, but some of the hodlers, maybe this is their first go round in the stonks.
Maybe.
This is their first true holding.
Maybe.
They're very emotional.
So JB, without getting you kicked out of the group, what's your target on Naked Brands if they did a deal? You don't have to answer that question if you don't want to be kicked out.
Well, even if they did a deal for me, I don't plan on selling just after that deal. I think this stock holds long-term value.
Mm-hmm.
And, you're talking about 700 and however many million shares outstanding. Well, the numbers that the whiz kids in the Telegram group are throwing out there, I mean, they're showing that we own 3 times the float. And so my question is one, I want to see updated numbers personally. But then again, Todd, like for you, or, you're talking about, King getting kicked out of the Telegram. I didn't really know that. I saw that there was some, some disagreements going on in the middle of the Telegram. But the way I look at it is I'm in the Telegram because I like naked stock.
Yeah.
And, for me, I think it's, any ape that's in the Telegram, right? If there is money that's going to, it's your money. If you have conviction that the stock's going to $230, which I have that conviction, I think it can go to $230.
Wow.
If we hold. But I'm talking long term too. And I don't know what that looks like. But
That'd be $140 billion market cap.
That would be impressive.
Yeah, that'd be $140 billion.
Yeah, but I know
$161 billion.
Making a profit for people to me, right? One thing I'm not going to do, I'm not going to bash somebody's stock. It's their right to put their money wherever they want to put it. I'm choosing to put mine in NAKD. And it's their choice at the end of the day to sell, I'm not selling.
Where did it squeeze to last time?
$3.40.
3 plus, right? 350 almost? Yeah. Okay. And we've seen, now follow me here. I'm not making a case for 230, but just follow me just for a minute. I remember trading SNDL, Sundial, around 1 billion outstanding shares, and that thing ripped to like $5. I'm done.
I think it's going to rip hard.
Yeah, I'm not, obviously Brian Casey's in the chat. Brian would like to see $4 plus. I'm not saying that's not possible. That's definitely possible. So yeah, it just depends on your risk threshold, what your plan is in life as far as what you have in your portfolio, and what your goal is as far as your target price. Now, if it goes, like we've said, if it goes 300 or 400% from here, it would be a nice trade. That'd be a nice trade.
JB, you have kids?
No, I don't. I do have a 9-pound Cavapoo though, part Cavalier, part toy poodle. It's mainly just the toy poodle part.
Are you married?
Nope. Not married. I got a cool girlfriend though. She's probably out there watching.
Oh, that's cool.
That counts. That's great.
Are you a Panthers fan?
I'm more of a college football guy.
So where's Clemson at? Is that
South Carolina?
South Carolina.
That's South Carolina. Yeah.
Don't tell me you like Duke.
No, not a Duke fan. I'm a Bulldog fan. I like the Georgia Bulldogs.
All right. Oh, my son's friend plays for them. JT Daniels, the quarterback of the Georgia Bulldogs. I know JT very well. I know his family, his dad. My son played football with him at Mater Dei.
That's awesome.
In fact, I've known JT since he was like, I think in 4th grade. Very, very good kid. And it was so exciting last year to see how well he did coming off the bench. He's a real deal. And before my son went to UCLA to play football, I was a USC fan. And I was excited that JT went there. But I was sad because USC quarterbacks have not tended to do as well in the NFL. And so he didn't work out for him at USC. He went into the transfer portal and ended up at Georgia, and I'm really excited for him. I thought no one deserves it more. This guy is a hard worker. On top of that, a model kid and a straight A, like above straight A student. He was always impressive. And anyways,
he can play football pretty good too.
Yeah, well, football is important, but he's a good citizen and a good person. And my son and him got along very well. His dad was a good guy, very supportive of my son Chase, who played at Mater Dei with JT. It was really I'm glad you're a fan. I've actually became a little bit of a fan myself because JT's there. Obviously, that doesn't. That brings up an important point. As I was told you, I was a fan of the Dodgers my whole life.
Right.
And then they butchered the whole team and sold it and did all kinds of things, and I became an Angel fan. It's hard to be a team fan. I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan.
Yeah.
But it's hard to be a fan when the players move around so much.
I know.
This is why I like Big Ben.
Yep.
Which is why I like that Kobe stayed at the Lakers. I became pissed at the Lakers when they traded Shaq, but that's a whole different conversation. But I like to know what teams people like. Hey, Skyla.
Yeah.
JB, stay with us real quick. We're going to come right back to you. We're going to go to Skyla, and she's going to give us something to put me in a better mood.
I hope this
Let's go.
What's the best thing about Switzerland?
What's the best thing about Switzerland?
I don't know, but the flag's a big plus.
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
Hey, you're really working this thing. I like it a lot. You're really working it. I do.
Thank you.
Yeah, you are getting good jokes. They're dad jokes. Most of them. Except for fucking Goofy it was a good joke. The fucking Goofy thing was a funny joke.
That was.
But it still had the F word in it.
Yeah.
So while we've been on air here, Mara, ticker symbol MARA, they've enjoyed a 15.5 million windfall because they hold 6,225 Bitcoin. And Bitcoin just ripped 2,500 when we came on air.
Really?
That's pretty strong.
Are you a crypto, JB, are you a crypto investor at all?
No, not yet. But I'll plan on it once I have some funds to do it.
Nice.
Gotcha.
Nice.
Hey, what about silver or gold? You got any of that shiny metal?
No, I got to get some of those tendies first, Jason. But I know where you're headed with the gold and the silver.
All right.
Hey, well, we're grateful that you were willing to come on with us. So let's get to you. What do you want to talk about? Anything on your mind? Any questions you have for us? This gives you an opportunity to go out there and represent the Naked Army or anybody you want to represent and give us your thoughts on any questions you might have.
Yeah, one question I have is, at the beginning of the show, you were talking about with Naked, and you were saying that you're asking who sells at 50-something cents, and I think that's something the Naked Army really wants to know as well. And I think it's apparent naked shorting, and I think the SEC needs to do something about it. And I wanted to get your thoughts.
I'm only learning about the naked shorting now, and here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to contact a person I know in the industry who focuses on this naked. Let me carefully say, without saying who this is. So there's a guy named Patrick that used to run a company called Overstock. He created a company called T0 because he did not like the way that they were treated at Overstock with naked shorting. He has a lawyer that I happen to know, and I'm going to bring this to their attention and see. We're going to have to actually get the numbers.
Yeah.
What's naked on the street, what's not. I can't represent to him anything without actually learning about it. So what I would ask you to do, if you could go to 949-799-1831, if you have any information about the naked short positions, just text it into that number, put in naked or short, so I can get the data together. I'll give it to. I have 3 analysts here. I have Jason, who's a trader and an analyst and a head of business development. I have Chase, my son, who works with us now out of UCLA, and another guy named Patrick, who is a former B. Riley guy, pretty smart. We'll get to the bottom of what we actually see, and we'll report to you in the Naked Army next week on what we actually see as short versus what you see supported that's short. Because I only see a borrow rate of 9%.
When they're shorting stuff synthetically, they're splitting shares numerous times. This is tough to track. It really is. I'm going to be honest. Yeah, I mean, you can look at nakedshortreport.com. They usually give you a synopsis, a snapshot of percent of volume shorted. But a lot of times it doesn't match up average total daily volume. Like, I know that there's algos in place for this data, but sometimes it's hard to actually account for all of the synthetic naked shorting. It's just really hard.
Right. Well, we're going to
dark pool.
We'll have to do some digging to find out.
It's tough.
Right.
I mean, you can look at the price action in level 2 and you can see stuff, which I can show you when people are covering. There's ways to look at level 2 and time and sales.
Well, to me, if you have 700 million shares outstanding, it probably is pretty easy to borrow against, right? Because that's a lot of stock, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, and a lot of it's retail, and a lot of
then if they signed a margin agreement, they can automatically lend it out.
Yeah, that's a good point. I wanted to talk about this. So people opt out on their platforms that don't participate in the share lending program, but if you read the TOS, the fine print, oftentimes the brokerages don't really give a crap if you opt out. If you're on a margin account and not a cash account, they can still loan your shares out and then pay you interest.
Yeah, if you're one of the ways that broker dealers make money, and if you look at Robinhood, all you have to do is look at their S1 and they disclose they make a lot of money in securities lending. I think, and I want to be clear, I don't rely on me on this, but I think I recall, because Warren Buffett said, hey, I want to read the Robinhood S1.
Yeah.
Warren Buffett said, read their S1. And when I looked at it, it looked like it was 25% of their income was lending securities. Mm-hmm. That would mean they're lending that out to the street. So imagine, this is important.
Yep.
So imagine you're a broker dealer and you have stock long in Robinhood and you own, and you have 30,000 retail accounts that all have Naked Army, not Naked stock. Well, I'm calling it Naked. Naked brands.
That's great.
They all have it. It doesn't have to be Robinhood traders that sell it short.
No.
They're allowed to lend out to the street by just telling the street what's called a locate and say, hey, we've got 20 million shares here. We'll lend to you. You pay us an overnight rate, an annualized rate.
We'll show that.
They get that rake, as they call it, like poker, the rake.
Yep.
And the shares never went anywhere. The shares are over-shorted at another firm, but they can put on their ticket that they located it through Robinhood.
Yep.
That's how a lot of shorting takes place in these dark pools and stuff like that.
Real quick.
And a lot of times they'll lend them out to a couple different places, which I think is a scam.
Nick, look at this here. Most of you guys probably know this tool, iBorrowDesk.com. Here's your allocation. Your locate for IB. Interactive Brokers is one of the top shorting brokerages on the planet. Here's the information for Naked. Currently 9.3% interest fee, 6 million shares available to short right now.
Right.
This has 15-minute time slices. So pro tip for you guys, if you want to track this and you refresh every quarter of an hour, you can see based on the IB allocation, like who's actually covering, who's not covering. So a lot of times going into earnings or going into the weekends, a lot of traders, they won't get greedy. They'll just cover. But if you look at the 15-minute windows here on Naked Brands, only like 100,000 shares have really been covered into the close today. So it's just something to look at.
Well, I'm not short. I'm long.
No. We are long.
I'm not short. I'm long.
What else? JB, what else you got for us?
Oh, one thing I wanted to say was, Todd, you say the thing you say about stocks, you've seen stocks go higher than you ever thought possible and lower than you ever thought imaginable. I think we're going to see that with Naked. Yeah, I'm super bullish. But as you mentioned the Telegram group earlier. I'm a big supporter of Risk On. I'm a big supporter of NAKD. And as far, if I respect that in the Telegram, they try to keep everything organized, and I get tensions get high. I know there are a lot of people in the Telegram that deserve a lot of credit for the work they've done
Sure.
that they've done toward the stock.
I just put a bid, by the way, JB. I just put a bid in at 52. I got filled on 3,112 shares. I put a bid in for 25,000.
My man, 25,000.
Yep. Yeah, I keep buying it. I bought. I think about 100,000 today.
JB, let me just make sure I hear you correctly. So, all right. So if you look at the 1 year on, this is interesting. Let me get you on record here. Let me put you on notice here. All right, Nick, check this out. On my screen, GME, GameStop, 1 year chart, GameStop, 3,321% mover, up $157 in the last 52 weeks. That puts it from $5 stock to $162 stock. That doesn't even count where it went. It went to $483.
$400, yeah.
Is this the type of move you think that, in your opinion, is this the type of move that Naked could make?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I really do. And, to be honest, the way that I'll look at it, you look at a Telegram group like the Naked Army Telegram. Like I said, they're organized. And you have people that have been following this stock for a long time. And then you got some of us that
Wait,
came
time
in
out. There's a
February.
filing. Naked just filed something.
Let me. What'd they file?
I don't know. I'm trying to find out. Somebody just.
let me cover for the street real quickly, or for the people on this call, real quickly. My thoughts on why.
Let's see what we got here. Filed a 6K. Yep, 6K. Yep. It's getting filled at 52.
Let me give you my thoughts really quick on my assessment. So this is
Just a meeting.
I ran a hedge fund before. This is how I ran money, and so my assumption doesn't have to be the same as the Naked Army. So when I buy something at under 60 cents, I'm looking at where do I think it could possibly trade down to.
Right.
And my worst case scenario for me is 35 cents.
Okay.
So I go 35 cents. How much of that is a percentage down? That's about a 40% move down, right? Would we agree? Could you do the math,
Yeah, but
Robin Hood?
I think we're down. I think our average is 55 or less.
I know, but can you do the math for me? If my average cost is 55 cents.
Yeah, 20% is 11 cents.
Right, so that's what?
40% is 22 cents.
Right.
So that brings you down to that's about
what's
right.
35 cents
Yeah, that's
then?
like 15%. Yeah.
Okay.
30. That's about 35%.
So when I have something that has a downside, in my opinion, because of the cash levels of 35 cents and an upside of 250 because they might buy something exciting and gain a market multiple,
Right.
my risk reward is in line.
Huge.
All of the other things that the Naked Army talks about, which they have the right to do, not saying they're wrong or right, I'm assessing it from a risk profile. What's
Correct.
my downside? The same as I do with Alzamend. I own Alzamend at $1.50 and $2.20, and I'm the original founder. And when I look at the potential for the first drug just for being a lithium replacement, I say to myself, hey, that could be a $3 billion drug. That's $30, in my opinion. And then when I look at it and say, but what if it helps people with Alzheimer's? That's an exponential number. Yeah. I'm willing to risk $2.20 to make, 30, 40, 50, $100 a share.
Yep.
So everything for me is risk assessment. It's not an emotional assessment. Now, am I emotional? Right. So for me, I'm not. I want to be supportive, but I'm not buying Naked Brands.
Did you do that?
What is that?
Somebody bid 500,000 shares at 53 cents.
I bid
Naked.
I bid 500,000.
Okay, yeah, 500,000.
No, that's not right.
Somebody's got 500K in at 53 on Naked.
No, is that me?
500K.
Oh fuck. Yeah, that's wrong. Cancel. Sorry. It was meant to be.
Where? Hey, what's a zero amongst friends here?
Well, that meant to be 50,000. Thank you for helping me there.
Holy shit.
You can put that other zero there if you want to.
Sorry, guys. He said you could add 2 more zeros.
That tells you I have some money in my account.
That's crazy.
Whoops.
Yeah,
Wow.
back to what you were saying, Todd. I feel like you've been, and like I said, I'm a big time fan. I'm gonna keep following this show.
JB, listen, I want to let you know that Josh is going to be extending you an invitation to the conference. We are going to put you up out here Everybody who's been online with me on the show is going to get a flight to the conference and a hotel room here. But you got to confirm with us you'll be here. We'll reimburse you for your flight because we can't spend the money without you showing up unless you've got COVID or something. See, how does this make sense? What?
Hey, well, I'm going to be there, man. I'm looking forward to it.
So see, why does it make sense that someone hits a 51 bid?
Right.
This stock makes no sense to me. I'm gonna buy some more here.
It's 51.63. Like
they have their head up their ass. That's why they're just messing with it.
I mean, you could put a bid at 52. They'll fill you all day. These psychopaths are selling
let
at
them fill
52.
me.
What
Let
the
them fill
hell's
me.
going on here?
So I'm full risk reward here, and I'm willing to wait for something to happen with Naked Brands, and that's I want everyone to understand. I want to be supportive, but it isn't an emotional conversation that hey, the Naked Army likes it.
Right.
I like that you guys do research. To me, everyone has their own investment thesis. They call them having a name as a hedge fund manager. What's your name you like, right? And my name is I like things that have a risk reward profile. And for me, the risk reward profile of like say 35 cents down and 250 up.
Right.
Great scenario,
Love
right?
it. Love it.
And kind of why we screwed up on that whole torch.
We screwed up.
We did.
You know,
I didn't do the work with you. You had conviction.
Yeah.
I got pissy. We shouldn't let that happen.
I know.
But one of the things you got to do is you got to the best managers assess what they did. They don't just look and say, "Oh, I made money on this trade." They go, "Well, how did I make money?" Because sometimes we can give ourselves a falsehood, JB. We can say to ourselves, "I bought it, it went up, therefore my thesis was validated." But then you have to be honest with yourself and say, when it went up and you found out why it happened, did you actually know that?
Right.
Right. Is your thesis validated because you actually knew the information and believed it? Or is your thesis, oh, it went up and I bought it, so I must have been right. I didn't know that they were going to do a merger with Joe Blow. But that doesn't make you right. It makes you lucky, right?
Yeah, what happened? So this is important because this happens
Because we messed up on this one.
So listen, you can get value, right? But if you have the thesis and your conviction is right, you need to get max value on these opportunities.
And I hit on 16. I got to tell you,
Right.
With every bone in my body, I'm sitting there with Jason, and Jason pounds me. You got to hit on a. You got to hit on if he has a. If you got to hit on a soft 16 if he's showing a face card, right?
Yeah, if he has a 10 and you have a 16, you need to hit that. You don't win more, you lose less.
Right.
Does that
you
make
lose
sense?
less.
In blackjack.
It's so difficult to do because probably 15 bets in a row I hit on 16 and lost, right? But then I hit 21 3 times in a row with real money out there. It's a struggle.
It's a 41% bust rate.
Right.
So it's the worst hand dealt to you.
Yeah, it's for sure.
It's terrible.
So especially if they have like a 9, you got to assume that there's a 10 underneath, right?
Yes.
And so I have a 16. I'm going to lose anyway because he's got a 10.
Yeah.
Very rarely do they have a 2. And even though they have the 2 and they have a 9 showing, they flip a face card. They have 21. I lose anyways, right?
There's some scenarios in double deck and in six deck where you would possibly stay on 16, but the count. Well, I'm not going to get into that.
Yeah.
Just say there are some scenarios.
The point of this, why did we digress to poker, is we assess our hand and the decision outcome and the likelihood that we'd win.
Right.
And the only reason I like Naked right now is the likelihood of I'm going to win is high rather than lose because the price is good. The downside is predictable, right? Because the market could get ugly.
Right.
But the upside is he's going to do a deal.
Yes.
He's not going to sit with $300 million. He can't pay himself enough money to just sit there. Even if he paid himself $1 million a year, that'd be 30 years. I mean, that'd be 300 years, right? And he doesn't have enough burn rate in operational capital. He has to make an acquisition.
And he has a year for compliance.
Right. So I think the risk rewards here, that's why I like Naked. That's why I like JB, because JB's just telling it like he thinks it is. And JB, any final thoughts before we hang up?
No, I think I'm good, man. I love being on the show.
Hey, it freaks me out because he has that Wall Street bets little thing on his Twitter or something.
Yeah.
So for
Oh,
the
yeah, the
longest
little guy.
time, I thought I was being trolled. I didn't know who he was. So I'm like, I wasn't responding to him because I'm thinking, oh shit, this is a Wall Street bets guy. I'm gonna get my ass kicked. Because some of them troll me a little bit on the AMC short. Yeah. Even though I'm only short 1,800 shares. Although I did cover those puts today.
Yeah, it's just something.
It's a fun
something to
position.
do.
It's something to do.
That's all.
Hey, JB, we appreciate your time. We'll see you at the conference. Everybody out there, Jason, what do you want to do to wrap up the show? We're going to call it early today.
Yeah, let's call it early. Keep an eye on crypto over the weekend. Bitcoin will probably test 50,000. That's my guess.
Hey, look for DPW Earnings Monday.
Oh, yeah,
and a conference call at 2:30 on Monday. We're going to cover a lot about what's going on with DPW. Thank you for being a DPW shareholder. If you are, if you're not, and you're a hater, you can be there too. All haters invited, all lovers invited. Skyla, enjoy your weekend in California.
Thank you.
Yep.
My man, Nick and Brett, thank you so much. Josh, thanks for being in town. Willie, I hope you're safe and enjoying your dad. We'll see everybody on Monday. I'll be in a better mood. I'm in a good mood now because we talked to JBballin. I'm in a great mood because my friend Jason and I are going to see the Eagles tomorrow night. Well, the fake Eagles, the faux Eagles. But sometimes the cover bands are even as good as the real band.
True.
Really?
Yeah.
See you Monday.